Hello everyone, I'm Jordan Kinziora, a business analyst from Odoo, Italy, and today we will be seeing the new features of Odoo Studio 19. Right now on screen you can see a beautiful QR code that you can scan and you can input your questions that we will try to answer at the end of the speech. So once again, it's going to stay on screen for a couple of seconds, so just scan it, put your questions in, we'll try to answer them. So the goal of today is to see how Odoo Studio can bridge the gap with the business flows that we can do in Odoo Standard. As we've seen in different speeches, Odoo can achieve a lot of goals in a lot of different business flows. But Odoo Studio can help us improve those business flows. So let's get into the topics of today. We're going to start with AI in Studio. So we're going to use AI and Studio together to, in a collaborative way, and achieve better fields and better automations in a much easier way, in a much more natural way. Instead of having to be an IT guy, you can just do a natural language prompt and achieve the same thing. Second topic is going to be cleaner and easier automations. We've improved the UX and also the user experience in general. It's much more clearer, and automations have gained also some very big features that we'll explore later. And last but not least, small tweaks in views, fields, and PDF reports that really bring a strong impact. So let's get into the first topic. As I said, AI and Studio. I'm not much of a PowerPoint guy, so let's go into the database and check it out. So in this demo, I will be playing the role of a movie production company. I interact with other actors, with agents, with other movie production companies. And I'm not really a smart IT guy. I don't do customizations all day, so let's see how Studio and AI can help us do some customizations. We're gonna go into our contacts. This column is a bit too narrow, so we're gonna try and make it larger, perfect. And I have some actors, some agents, etc. This is our biggest actor, Francesco Matarro. And actors have a very fragile ego, so you really need to understand if he's in a good mood to, let's do a new movie with an Oscar, something like that. So we're gonna jump into Studio, and we're gonna, as you can see, we have a new AI field that we're gonna drag and drop. As soon as we add an AI field, it's gonna ask us for a type of field. In this case, it's going to be a text field, and then for a prompt, just like the prompts you use in ChatGPT and Gemini. So let's remove the caps, based on the chatter messages, give me a rank. I should have copied this, but it's okay. Give me a rank of this actor's satisfaction from 1 to 5. 1 being that he's mad, and 5 that he's happy. So we're gonna go for slash and select the field in which AI needs to look into. In this case, it's gonna be messages. So message IDs, we're gonna look for it. Here we go. Let's insert the field. We're gonna add the field, and then we're gonna add a label, which is gonna be actor satisfaction, and Google helps out here. So AI is going to load. It's 5 p.m. on a Friday for AI as well, so it's going to take a second. But once it loads, perfect. So what is this field actually doing? This field, without having to read every chatter message, is telling us this actor is in a good mood. So it's the right moment to propose a movie. But we don't want to ruin this. We want to know which type of movie we should propose to this actor. So we would like to know his preferred genres. And how can we achieve this? We have some information in the tags. So this actor is active, fearless, serious, strong. So what we can do is use those tags to define some preferred genres. So let's go for AI field once again. Once again, we're going to go for text, but this time we're going to go based on the tags on this contact. Tell me this actor's preferred genres. And we're going to go for slash tags, fields, and select tags. So let's insert it. Let's add the field. Let's call it preferred genres. And let's close Studio. It's going to load. It's empty, but we can compute it with this new AI button. This AI button is going to read the tags and tell us this actor likes to do action, thriller, and drama movies. Perfect. In two simple fields, we know we have enough information to do a movie with this actor, but now we need to do an opportunity to propose a movie to this actor. We don't want to ruin it now. We want to assign it to the correct salesperson. We have a salesperson for comedies, salesperson for drama movies, etc., for thrillers. So we're going to go and we're going to use automation rules. So AI can help us in automation rules as well. Let's go into automation rules. There's already one. You'll see what it does later. And we're going to go for assign correct salesperson. The model is going to be lead. And we're going to go for a trigger, which is on create. And we're going to talk about triggers later. So we're going to skip a domain. We don't need a domain. We're going to go for update record. And as you can see in update, we have a new drop down that says update with AI. Basically, when you select update with AI, you can select which field you want to update with AI. Okay, so we're going to go for salesperson. Boom. And we're going to go for a prompt once again based on the preferred genres in the contact. Please assign the correct salesperson. We're going to go for a slash and go for field selector once again. Very easy. And this time we're going to jump into the contact because we have to take the field that we just created with AI. And we're going to go for the field preferred genres. Very simple, very natural. You don't have to be a studio wizard to do it. Let's save it. Let's go into our contacts. Once again, it's a bit too narrow. Let's make it bigger. And let's go into Francesco Matarro. So I'm going to click on opportunities and create a new opportunity. And boom, as you can see, the correct salesperson was assigned to this lead so we can propose the best movie possible and not annoy our fragile ego actor, you know? He's a superstar, we don't want to annoy him. So this was the first part of the presentation. So we've just seen how to use AI with fields and automations in a very simple way. And we're going to move to the second topic, which is cleaner and easier automations. Since we are talking about automations, we're going to start with some very big features and automations. So, you know, when I create a lead, then I want to move into the proposition stage and start with maybe a quotation for the movie. But after I do a quotation, I want to create a project when the quotation is confirmed. I want the project to be named prod, the year, a sequence, and then movie. I don't want it to be named by Odoo. I want to decide which name to assign. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sequence. In sequences, we're going to go for new. We're going to go for movie sequence. And let's give it a code, which is going to be proj.sequence. Then we're going to go in the prefix, and we're going to go for prod, slash, and then we're going to copy the year. And it's going to be right here, slash. Then we're going to go for 3 in the sequence size. I don't think we're going to do more than 999 movies. We should be okay. And then we're going to go for slash movie. We just created a sequence, but now we have to assign it. But how do we do this? We do this through automation rules. So once again, let's go in automation rules and let's go assign sequence to project name. Perfect. The model is going to be project. Perfect. Let's go on trigger, on create. Once again, on create. We're not going to do a domain because we want to do it every time. Every movie we do has to follow this sequence. We're going to go for update record, and in the dropdown, there's a new sequence dropdown. This time I don't need this. So let's go for sequence. And let's go for, we're going to say which field we want to update with the sequence. It's going to be the name of the project. And we're going to select the sequence, which is going to be movie sequence. So this seems simple, and it is right now, but before you had to do Python code to achieve this. So let's see if it works. Let's go into the CRM. Let's go into our beautiful opportunity and create a new quotation and add a movie. Movie production. 100K for a Nobel winning movie is not enough. We're going to go for a couple millions, and we're going to confirm this. As you can see, a project was created. Let's check if the project follows our sequence. As you can see, the project name is Prod 25001 Movie. Perfect. You know, the actors think about acting, you know, beautiful cars, music, whatever, but they don't want to communicate about logistics, operational stuff. So I need to communicate with the movie production company. And how do you communicate to multiple people on the same record? Through the chatter. So what we need to achieve is to assign, add a follower, which is going to be the movie production company of the actor. So let's do another automation rule. So this is the second big feature that we've added. Let's go for automation rules. We're going to go into project once again. So add follower dynamically. We're going to go in the project model. And once again, it's going to be on create. And let's go on create. No domains. We want it every single time. And we're going to go for add followers. As you can see, as soon as I select add followers, we're going to go for followers type. There's a new field. We can select if we want a specific follower. So let's say Milano Productions, one of the movie production companies. Or if we want to do dynamic followers. This is very nice, and it was one of the most requested features that I got in many projects. So let's jump into the customer, which is going to be the actor in this case, and we're going to go for the parent company. So parent company, related company, sorry, parent ID. Let's save this. Boom. Down. Let's go back to our order, our quotation, sorry, and let's duplicate it. And we're going to run it again. And boom, we have another project. It correctly follows our sequence, which is prod 25002 movie. And then if we go inside the project, we have a follower added, which is going to be, in this case, Milano Productions. So if we send a message, hey, let's start scripting. Boom. If we send it, it's going to be sent both to the actor and to the production company. Once again, it seems small. It was requested a lot of times, and it's so much easier instead of having to use Python code, execute code, etc. It's so much easier. One last thing, when I do a movie, especially an action movie, you know, I put a tag, and I want to hire a stuntman, because you always want a stuntman. You don't want to ruin the actor's, body and well-being, and you want a lawyer, because if something goes wrong, we got a lawyer. And how can this be achieved? We just updated an HTML field with an automation. This wasn't possible before. I mean, it was possible just to add text fields, into an automation to update an HTML field. But now we have an HTML editor inside the automation rules. So let's go inside the automation rules. It was this automation that you all saw before. So again, on the project, on create and edit, domain tags is in action. And let's go check out the update record. We're going to update the description, which is an HTML field. And if you go down, you can do / and use the HTML editor that we've used in description and other fields in Odoo. So pretty cool. Those were the big features. Now we have some small quality of life changes. We're going to start with the triggers. I mean, you already saw the triggers. We added back on create and edit. And why did we do that? Because on save, you had to use some difficult things like ID is not set, ID is set, but now you have on create, which is so much easier for everyone. One last thing, if you look at the right, maybe some of you noticed it, there's a chatter. Why did we add the chatter in Odoo Studio? Not every one of us needs to be a studio, let's say God. We have different people in our company. I need this automation. I don't want to break the database. I'm going to ping my IT guy. I don't want to do it by myself. So let's just do that and go for IT guy. Please help me. I'm lost. And boom, we just pinged our IT guy in the chatter in our automation. We can track changes so much easier in Odoo Studio 19. So that was it for studio automations. We're going to jump in the last topic of the day, and it's going to be small tweaks in fields, views, and PDF reports. So let's start from, let's go back into the database. Let's jump into our projects. We have a lot of different projects, very nice movies. Let's jump into the last one, actually, sorry. We're going to go into the settings. And here, I want to write the scripting date. I want to know when the script starts for this movie. So we're going to go for studio. Let's try again. Here we go. Never mind. It's not studio, it's the top part of my screen. It's actually not the top part of my screen. Okay, studio works. Perfect. So we're gonna add the scripting date and let's check it out. Scripting date. Very simple, very easy, it's just a date field. But if we look at the new dates, so if we had a date, let's say the 30th of September, as you can see, the format of the date is completely different. We see the month and the day. We don't see the year. Why don't we see the year? Because it's the current year. We don't want to show too much information to everyone. It's simple. September 30th, we start scripting. What happens if I put another year? So if I go into 2026, and let's go into July 31st. Perfect. If I put July 31st, the year is going to show. How did we achieve this? It's a simple, and also if you hover over it, you can see the old way, so it's not lost. We still have it. We can go into Studio once again, go into the field, and we have a new date format, so we can decide which format to use. Once again, small feature, really big impact, and very simple. Second thing that we're going to do is we're going to go and see a new tweak in PDF reports that makes our life so much easier. So let's go into sales, into this sale order, and let's go into Studio once again. Let's go into reports. Let's go into the PDF quote. What I want to achieve here is I want to add the scripting date from the project. So let's do some space. I'll put it right here. It should be fine. We're going to go for scripting date. Let's add the field. Let's go into, as you can see, the interface is much easier, much clearer. Let's go into the project. And let's look for scripting date. Let's go. And you can see the path right away, so that's much easier. Let's add the date. Let's save. Okay, beautiful. I made my customization. Once again, I'm not the IT guy, I'm the movie production guy. Hope it works and it looks good. Let's go into our PDF. And the scripting date is not in the best spot. I would like to move it, so let's do that. I don't really like it there. So let's go into Studio once again. We're gonna go into the report, into the PDF quote. You know what you had to do before to move a studio field in a report? You had to remove the field and re-add it again. So rewrite the label, redo everything. I see people nodding their heads. I know, now it's much better, we'll see it. So we're gonna go for simple commands like you use in Notes, Word, etc. Control-C, Control-X, and Control-V. Let's go for Control-X. And let's make some space up top. And Control-V, and we're gonna save. Let's see if we like it now. And let's print it. Yeah, it's so much better there. This is one of the best PDF reports that I've seen. So it's in the right spot now. So this is a big change in PDF reports that really makes our life so much easier. Control-X, Control-C, Control-V. One last thing. I'm gonna go into context again, and that field is so narrow I can't read it. It's really annoying me, but luckily in Odoo Studio 19, we can go on every list view in the fields, and we can select a column width. Okay, so this for the maybe like the more developer guys, this was doable in views, but thank you. But now it is doable with Odoo Studio in a very simple way. Thanks a lot. So we're gonna go back into our presentation. Once again, you have the Q&A on screen right now. It was a good presentation. Thank you for being here, and let's move on. Thank you.
Okay, Jordan.
Hello.
Thank you for the presentation. Now I have some questions for you.
Yep.
The first one is, when do you think we should go for a development or studio?
This is one of the most requested questions that I get every day, and Studio is a customization tool. It
Okay.
shouldn't be used to completely reinvent the wheel. We have many modules, 70 industries, 100 industries, I can't remember the exact number. We don't need to reinvent the wheel and do a whole flow. in Odoo Studio. Odoo Studio is for customizations. We want a field, we want a little automation, so we go for Studio. If we want to change the business logic, we go for development. Obviously, a development is going to be a bit easier to maintain maybe in the future. Studio maybe does some code that is not completely readable for everyone, but it's so much easier, as you've seen, and you don't have to be a technical guy to use Studio in a good way. So that's when you should decide.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next one, our studio's customization made in Studio 18 will be ported automatically to Odoo 19.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole point of Studio. If we don't want to use Studio and we go for development, or we modify views by ourselves, we might lose the customizations. The whole point of Studio is to keep the customizations in one module and make it easier for upgrades. So that's the whole point, yes.
Okay. Can we create buttons with Studio?
We can create buttons. The buttons can call server actions, methods. We can do some small logic, behind the scenes logic with buttons, but once again, if we want to do a small button that maybe does an action that is already in the model or where we are, fine. If we want to reinvent the wheel and click a button that does 7 different things, that's not really the goal of Studio, but we can achieve a lot of things with our buttons.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
even
you.
smart buttons. If you want to look at other models.
Next one, can we define a sequence of contacts?
Yeah, we can. Okay, I'll show that. We're gonna go into the database. Let's go into the sequences. So basically, I just create a sequence. Then with the automation, I'm assigning the sequence. So I just chose to assign it to the name of the project, but I could have assigned it to the name of the opportunity, the name of a contact. Let's say we have, we don't want to know the name of the contacts. It's like a serial number. We'll go for contact 001. We could achieve the same exact thing that I did in my speech in contacts, just by selecting a different field inside this automation rules. It was this one. Obviously, you would have to choose a different model depending on the one that you want to use, so it's going to be contact. But in our case, yeah, it's completely doable. It's easy, actually. Yeah.
Someone wants to know if there is maintenance costs for AI prompts.
Well, no, there's no AI. There's no cost for AI prompts, but you have to connect. You have to connect your API keys from ChatGPT, Gemini. So it's not like you can go and do infinite prompts for free for forever. But you can use the basic ones for free. But then it's just like Gemini and OpenAI, ChatGPT. Yeah.
Can we build integrations with Studio?
Integrations with Studio, I don't think it's very clear because I don't know if you're asking. We could use webhooks to communicate with different platforms, but it's not really the scope of Studio. We can use webhooks to do automations, but if you have to do APIs or stuff like that, it's a dev. You should move on the development side. It really doesn't. I wouldn't go for Studio or maybe webhooks. Okay. Yeah.
How can I use in Studio in domain filters dynamic filters? Sorry.
Studio in dynamic filters?
Yeah, the question is how can I use in Studio in domain filters dynamic filters?
I don't know if you're asking on filters on the search bar or domains and fields. So, well, I can show the domains and fields because I think it's the more relevant one. So we're gonna go in sales, and maybe I want to see. Let's go into a new quotation. Maybe in this drop-down, I want to see only a specific part of contacts. Let's add one just for fun. I would have to go into Studio and jump into the field. And we have a domain right here. So we can specify, maybe show me the contact that has a tag which is client, instead of showing me the suppliers. Because if you have a long list, it makes it hard. I don't know if it answered the question. If it didn't, we're going to be at the booth. But I think it did, so we'll see.
Thank you. We are running out of time.
Nice.
So as you said, where can we find you if we have any more questions?
We're going to be at the expert booth with Julien, Cédric, and other studio experts. And if you have any questions, just come over.